to the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation Scholarship and Awards Gala 2020. The members of J.L. Turner would want you to please keep in mind this year's sentiment: liberty and justice for all. And now, your host,
and the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation, I would like to welcome you to our first ever gala. Each year, the gala raises tens of thousands of dollars in scholarships for students on their law school journey. 2020 is painfully reminiscent of the 1960s. Since 2014, more than 20 African American men and women have lost their lives at the hands of law enforcement in acts of senseless violence. And for the families of the victims, there has been no justice. Indeed, the pride of America is liberty and justice for all. Yet, without justice, there can be no liberty. This year's gala honors the lives of the lost and recognizes individuals with a demonstrated commitment to justice, equality, and diversity in the legal profession. We all have a role to play in the pursuit of justice. The foundation discharges its duty through funds raised at the gala by facilitating equal access to legal education and by helping to ensure that finances are not an impediment to the development of future lawmakers and justice fighters. It has been challenging to facilitate our beloved gala in the new virtual environment. However, just as with traditional galas, we were committed to producing an event that was exciting, encouraging, and uplifting. I hope that we have not let you down. Thank you to our sponsors who continue to support our mission. Thank you to my gala co-chair, Nikisha Lewis, and a special thank you to board member LaVonna Russell. Thank you to Foundation Chair Steve Bolton and J.L. Turner Legal Association President Cory Booker for your leadership. I would also like to extend a special thank you to Villa Media for holding my hand throughout this process. Now, we are excited about the surprises that we have in store for you. And we're so thankful that you're tuned in, but we also want you to give. So log in to www.jlturnerfoundation.org and donate. And here to accept your donations, our Foundation Board of Director members, Vicki D. Blanton and Nikisha Lewis. We will be checking in with them throughout the night to gauge your giving, so please don't let us down. Now, as with traditional galas, we will present the Negro National Anthem. But, consistent with this year's virtual theme, we'll present the anthem with a twist. Check it out.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven rings. Oh, of liberty, let our rejoice and rise. High is the listening sky. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Oh, sing. I said, sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. They sing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Victory, yeah, yeah, yeah. Stony the road we trod, bitter the task in wrong, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with the steady beat have not these weary feet come to the place oh which our fathers oh Lord they sighed, yeah. No. Oh, when tears have been, I'm telling you, we have come, treading the path, blood of the slaughter. Gloomy, 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 gloomy past, till now we stand here at last. Yeah, true to our God, true to our native land, yeah. Oh, you got to stay true, true to you. Oh, you do. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Oh.
I'm State Senator Royce West. Allow me to be one of the first to formally welcome you to the 2020 J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation Annual Scholarship and Awards Gala and congratulate the scholarship awardees and distinguished awardees. I'd also like to thank you for your contribution that will assist in the addition of yet another set of stars to the constellation of our best and brightest legal minds. Because of your help, this is indeed mission possible. Those familiar with me know that I'm a staunch and fierce supporter of education and fight equally hard for the opportunities that allow our young people to reach for the stars and all that we have to offer and they have envisioned. Know also that educational attainment is the engine, the propellant, and the vehicle by which many have traveled the road to success. But while many have traveled this path, and there remains ample room aboard, our mission tonight helps to ensure that those seeking passage have a hand up in terms of this particular travel. There was a day in this city, state, and country wherein it took more than desire, aptitude, and finances to join the ranks of the legal profession, and you know exactly what I mean. And once admitted, still more obstacles to success too often presented themselves, being able to practice in courtrooms. It was these challenges and many more that forged the proud history of the J.L. Turner Legal Association and its forebearers. It's this legacy that I too am proud to be a part of. It is a legacy for which I am willing to share, and I thank you for choosing to do the same. To whom much is given, you know the saying, much is required. And this is the most prevalent time in dark times that we've got to make certain that we do what's necessary. Lady Justice stands as always blindfolded, attempting to balance the scales of justice as her purpose and integrity is questioned by blatantly criminal acts that tear at the very fiber of our utter existence. We march through the streets, protesting loudly out the names of those lost. Thank you to those that remember their names and the limitless possibilities of their extinguished lives and work, tireless towards liberty and justice for all. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and the list goes on. Standing with you, working for you, Attorney Royce West. Thank you.
It has been an honor to serve as the 2020 J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation Chair. In 2016, I served as your chair, and the world was quite different. Not so many issues. This year has obviously been challenging, but rewarding. In January, we set a goal to raise $150,000 so the foundation could disperse more in scholarships than in previous years. However, the country became embattled with dual pandemics. Not only were we facing the COVID-19 pandemic, which financially impacted families and further revealed the healthcare disparity among Black COVID-19 patients, but the pandemic of race further widened any racial progress made due to the slayings of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and others. The outcry of such needless deaths created unrest in many cities, including Dallas. President John F. Kennedy once said, "Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past and present are certain to miss the future." The foundation's best plans had to be reworked and reimagined. However, the foundation's passion about raising money for scholarships to give to deserving students remained undeterred. As such, our board was fully vested in making this endeavor a success. The foundation quickly answered this call for change, which also helped us to reach our primary objective. Although we didn't raise $150,000, I'm pleased to report the foundation will be disseminating more in scholarship funds this year than any year in recent history or memory, and you can still give today. And in further response to this change, for the first time in our history, the gala is virtual. Special thanks to Tatiana Alexander, our gala chair, for coordinating the gala in these unusual circumstances, and we firmly believe it will be one of the best galas to date. I'm also highly appreciative of the great contributions made by board members Vicki Blanton, Coy Spurlock, Candace Walter, and others. I'm also grateful to our volunteers who dedicated countless hours to ensure our fundraiser could and would move forward. Finally, we know neither the gala nor the scholarships are possible without support from our sponsors. During these challenging times, I am all the more grateful for our sponsors' contributions. While we must not forget the past, and we must be present in the moment, we must look to the future. The events of this year have demonstrated the imperative to strongly encourage African American students to attend law school and for law students to graduate in order to address the ill's impact in our society. Moreover, there is a resounding cry to continue to give back to our community, answer the call of leadership, and honor the legacy of those who came before us. I feel strongly that with more collaborative work, the future is bright, and our organization and our profession is in good hands. To the future.
The challenge for us is moving fast while still keeping ourselves grounded. We're able to do that because certain things don't change: our values and our moral compass. Our Chief Compliance Officer, David Huntley, coined the phrase, "just do the right thing," and that's foundational to the way we operate. An important part of doing the right thing is being there for others and standing for equality. As a company, we have the size and global presence to be good neighbors and active volunteers around the world, and we are. We also have the resources to support workforce readiness and education, including historically Black colleges and universities, and we do. We're in a position to lead on social issues, which again, we do. For example, AT&T was one of the first companies to endorse the Civil Rights Act in the 1960s. Back then, we also made a strong commitment to diversity and inclusion inside the company. We have room to improve for sure, but we're proud that women make up 34% of our workforce and people of color 45%. In fact, AT&T was named to Diversity Inc.'s Hall of Fame earlier this year. We also invest heavily with diverse suppliers. Since 1968, we've spent an astounding $190 billion with businesses owned by women and minorities, providing everything from high-tech equipment to legal and professional services. We know these businesses are vital to the communities where we live and work. Against that backdrop, let me quickly share how we responded to the brutal deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery that led to protests across the country and around the world. Like all of you, I'm sure, we encouraged and often amplified conversations with Black employees. These conversations were candid, they were emotional, and most importantly, they were productive. Coming out of those conversations, our senior executive team made the decision to disclose more detailed workforce demographics for the first time to all 240,000 AT&T employees. The numbers clearly show gaps that we need to close, especially at senior levels. We've also put considerable resources behind police reform. We are already working the process hard at local, state, and federal levels, and with the Business Roundtable. The public policy arena isn't new to AT&T. We know what it takes, and we won't stop until we help get meaningful reform.
Legal Association. Good evening. My name is Coy Elise Lomas Spurlock, known to most of you as Coy, and I am pleasured to have served as your 2020 J.L. Turner Legal Association president. And what a year this has been. During a mind-shattering global pandemic and multi-layered social justice reawakening, I am proud to say that J.L. Turner Legal Association has remained relevant and committed to serving the members of its community and the Dallas community. Most importantly, it brings me great joy to know that despite the many challenges we have faced, we are still able to come together tonight virtually in celebration of the legacy and impact of the award recipients and to continue the support of the next generation of Black lawyers through scholarships. When I spoke of my desires for 2020, I wanted to re-energize and reestablish our role as the legal gatekeepers for the Black community in Dallas. And through various endeavors and partnerships, we have exceeded my expectations tenfold. Though COVID-19 posed unexpected difficulties, we shifted gears and worked with the Dallas Black Chamber of Commerce to manage small business issues and facilitate loan applications. We assisted the Dallas Office of Community Police Oversight and City Council to offer legal observer training and protest resources. And, along with the National Bar Association, the Texas Civil Rights Project, and Dallas Votes, we spearheaded efforts for voter outreach, poll watching, and election protection throughout the Dallas County. For the past 68 years, J.L. Turner has remained steadfast and resilient in the face of adversity. We have newly formed allyships with our fellow Black bar associations across the state of Texas, continuing our common efforts of mobilizing the Black legal community in the wake of controversy across the United States and here in our own state bar. We have also rallied and protested police brutality and centuries-long injustice alongside fellow attorneys, law students, and activists. And now more than ever, it is imperative that you all know, as we have always known, Black lives matter and Black lawyers matter. While we have experienced many triumphs this year, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the great losses we suffered. Most notably, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a pioneer in the American judicial system, and our very own trailblazer, Karen D. McLeod. May the immeasurable influence and impact of their legacies resonate as we continue the work. My mantra for this year has been, let the work speak for itself, and I am certain that our efforts have shouted from the mountaintops. I am forever grateful for the wisdom, support, and encouragement I received throughout my presidential tenure, and I look forward to the future of this organization. Thank you so much to our foundation chair, Steve Bolden, to our Gala chair extraordinaire, Ms. Tatiana Alexander, past President Vicki Blanton, and my soon-to-be President-elect Ms. Marissa Hatchett. Thank you all for entrusting me with the leadership and the opportunity to serve. And now, without much further ado, I am pleased to present the 2020 recipients of the Judge Louis A. Bedford Awards. Judge Louis A. Bedford was the first Black judge to serve in Dallas County and is a co-founder of the J.L. Turner Legal Association. Due to COVID-19, we were unable to hold our annual luncheon, so we are thrilled to honor our recipients tonight. Our first recipient of the C.B. Bunkley Community Service Award is being given to Pastor Brian L. Carter of Concord Church in Dallas.
Thank you so much for this award. I am incredibly honored. It's a great honor to receive this recognition today, and I want to tell you and thank the entire J.L. Turner Legal Association for your recognition of our work. It is incredibly and a great honor, and thank you for acknowledging me and our commitment to working for justice in our community. I cannot say thank you enough. I want to thank Concord Church, our church family, for their support and leadership in this space. I want to thank my wife and our family for their tireless support. I received this award on behalf of Concord, the African American Pastors Coalition, Dallas clergy, and the faith community of Dallas at large. We have so many great pastors and churches in Dallas. And I just want to tell you, thank you for recognizing me as well as all of us, because we all are in this together. Our church has really a 6-part focus when it comes to the area of justice. Number one, criminal justice. And we've been committed to working with DPD and the district attorney and local officials to constantly seek reforms in criminal justice so that we can better serve the needs of the Black community. And education is another area of our emphasis. We adopted 2 schools this past year. We provided over $80,000 in scholarships. We provided $50,000 to local school districts for technology, as well as back to school supplies. The third area we focus on is civic engagement. We worked to register a number of voters. We had 11 voter registration events, as well as 15 events to help encourage people to complete the census. And then in the racial justice space, when the George Floyd tragedy impacted our entire country, we hosted a couple of rallies with others and prayer gatherings as we rallied for justice around this issue. And then fifthly, economically, we're committed to helping Black-owned businesses, and we worked with local agencies to connect them to resources both locally and nationally, as well as we fed over 12,000 people through our food pantry. And then finally, in the healthcare space, our counseling center served over 700 sessions as we sought specifically to focus on mental health. I listed those 6 areas because when you talk about justice, when we talk about inequities, those are just 6 of the ways that our church has worked tirelessly this past year to help address these issues. And we know we have a long road in front of us, but thank you for acknowledging our efforts. I close by reminding you of Amos chapter 5, verse 4, which says these words, "But let justice roll on like a river and righteousness like a never failing stream." Thank you, Dallas Bar Association. Thank you, J.L. Turner Legal Association, for the tireless work that you put in to continue to seek justice. And we thank you for your leadership in our city and the work that you do every single day. Again, thank you so much for this honor. I am humble, I am grateful, and I am encouraged. Thank you again.
Thank you, Pastor Carter, and amen. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for your faith. Thank you for your work, and may God continue to bless you and the Concord congregation. And now, I would like to present the Honorable Cleo R. Still Committed Mentor Award and acceptance of the Lock Lord LLP Sponsor Award. Arthur E. Anthony, partner at Lock Lord and past J.L. Turner Legal Association president. Award and acceptance of the Lock Lord LLP Sponsor Award. Arthur E. Anthony, partner at Lock Lord and past J.L. Turner Legal Association.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, J.L. Turner, for honoring me with this recognition. Like many, I knew Judge Steele and understood that despite his reserved demeanor, he endured many challenges and achieved many firsts. But all the while, he made it his purpose to offer guidance to those of us coming up in the profession. I've not really thought of myself as a mentor. I thought of myself as having been on a journey that continues, that I like to share from time to time with lawyers who may or may not have had my level of experience. I frequently discuss the importance of sponsorship and networking, and I try to counsel young lawyers on ways to improve their skills and to market themselves inside an office and in the broader community. And given our history and unique stature, I never miss an opportunity to impress upon these lawyers the inescapable duty I'll start again. I was getting some feedback. Given our history and unique stature, I never miss an opportunity to impress upon lawyers the inescapable duty that we all have to give back, to engage a community and try to make a difference. But more importantly, I've always tried to be candid and vulnerable about the hardships that I've experienced while finding my way in this profession. I find that being open about these experiences has more of an impact than anything else I say or do. Being a lawyer can be hard, and being a Black lawyer carries its own unique set of challenges. But over the course of 2020, being a fully functional and engaged Black lawyer has often almost been impossible, which is why I've always put a premium on sharing my story, offering guidance where I can, and learning more about myself in the process. So thank you again, Madam President. Thank you, J.L. Turner, for this recognition. I am humbled. I'll continue to serve in any way I can. And I'll close by reminding everyone that we just have a few days left of early voting. If you haven't voted, please go vote. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Art, for your contributions. And I want to take a point of personal privilege to say thank you to Art and to James Stafford and Claire Saphir for their efforts with election protection and public policy committee this year. Your efforts have been immeasurable. So I just want to thank you personally. And now for the Honorable Sam A. Lindsay Professionalism and Ethics Award of our very own Dallas native, Aaron Ford, Attorney General for the state of Nevada.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Very good, sorry. Yeah. Picture of.
We can hear you.
Sorry, you think I know how to use Zoom by now. I'm so sorry. Well, thank you so much, Madam Chairperson. It's hard to believe that it's been 13 years since Berna and I left Dallas to relocate to Las Vegas. Our last J.L. Turner Foundation Gala was in 2007. And if I recall correctly, she who I affectionately call my twin because she and I share the same birthday, Vicki Blanton, was finishing her term as president of the association, and my good friend and frat brother, Steve Bolden, was about to assume his presidency. Although we left Dallas and the J.L. Turner Gala that evening, headed back to Vegas, J.L. Turner has always remained in our hearts. That's why I was honored to receive notification that I was being honored and awarded this award, this year's Honorable Sam A. Lindsay Professionalism and Ethics Award, especially because for whom the award is named, and also because of the theme of this year's gala, and liberty and justice for all. You see, as Nevada's Attorney General, I've adopted for my office the motto and the unofficial hashtag, our job is justice. Indeed, that's justice for all. And in our office, justice generally falls within three types of categories, what I call my 3 C's: consumer protection, criminal justice and reform, and the constitutional and civil rights and the protection of those. In terms of consumer protection, my focus is on ensuring that unscrupulous people and businesses aren't taking advantage of consumers, whether that's the lawsuits that I filed against opioid manufacturers or technology companies, or against other entities or people. My focus is on delivering justice to both the consumer and the company. The second C, criminal justice and reform, recognizes my role as the top law enforcement officer in the state of Nevada, responsible for delivering justice to both victims and perpetrators of crime, while also recognizing the historic discrimination and unfairness contained within our criminal justice system. That's why my office ensures that seeking justice is done in a fair and equal way. And it also recognizes that justice doesn't always manifest itself in a conviction. Sometimes it's an exoneration, an admission that we are wrong, which is why I created a conviction integrity unit within my office, similar to the one my cousin Craig Watkins did when he was DA in Dallas. The final C, constitutional and civil rights, focuses on protecting every constitutional right that we have, from number 1 through 27. Frankly, I think there should be a 28th, the Equal Rights Amendment, which is why I've sued the National Archivist to do his job and enroll the amendment now that it's been ratified by enough states. But anyway, this C focuses on ensuring that my office defends any encroachment on any constitutional amendment, no matter from whom it comes. That includes the right to vote, which brings me to my last point. A point I'll make by borrowing a term from real estate law, open and notorious. But I'm not talking about adverse possession, unless of course you're talking about the possession of Black Americans that was adverse to their humanity. I'm talking about something different. You see, in my estimation, our government has always been open and notorious in the way that it has deprived Black Americans or undermined their rights to vote. To be sure, that's not the only right that has been disrespected over time. After all, As the Supreme Court said in 1856, Blacks were, and I quote, so far inferior that they had no rights which the white man was bound to respect. And in the same dreadful decision, yes, pun intended, the court expressly noted that Blacks were, again, I quote, altogether unfit to associate with the white race, either in social or political relations. That partially explains why our country's founding fathers didn't write Blacks into and protect us in the Constitution. And although the Dred Scott case predated the Civil War and the 13th Amendment and the 14th Amendment and the 15th Amendment, it presaged an approach to voting rights that our states would take on for another 100 years. I mean, we all know the stories: Black codes, Jim Crow laws, and the KKK working in concert to keep Black Americans from voting. But least we forget, as Cobra King just said this month actually, when it comes to suppression of Black votes, it's the 19th century all over again. He says, and I quote, that the voter suppression tactics of 2020 don't involve the KKK night rides, it's true, but they are equally focused on controlling election day outcomes that favor folks who disfavor folks of color. Thus, we witness today's purge of voter rolls in Black communities, onerous voter ID and witness signature laws, changes to the terms and requirements of voter registration, limitations on polling places, curtailed early voting, and the disenfranchisement of people with felony convictions, even after other voters have affirmed their right to vote. True, those attacks on voting haven't led to emergency rooms or cemeteries, but if allowed to stand, such restrictions can be as effective as stripping electoral power from Black Americans and other people of color. A reason this point is important is because it reiterates one that Frederick Douglass made right after the Union won the Civil War, and that is, slavery is not abolished until the Black man has the ballot. And I humbly append to that notion by saying that that is one of the most effective ways to ensure justice for all. So as I close, I encourage you to vote if you have not already. I know there's been record turnout in Texas, and that makes me proud, so keep it going. Thank you again to the J.L. Turner Legal Foundation for this award. It means so much to me. God bless you and good night.
I'd like to thank everyone again for tuning in, and we apologize for any technical difficulties that you may be experiencing. For a better viewing experience, please visit Villa Koola Media on YouTube. That's VILLA KOOLA Media on YouTube. Thank you. And now it is my personal privilege to present the Honorable Louis A. Bedford Distinguished Jurist Award to legal legend, co-founder of White Wiggins Law Firm, and my personal favorite, the Honorable H. Ron White.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Hello.
You would see you on the stage.
We are good to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello.
See you on the stage.
We are good to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello. All righty. All righty. I'm getting feedback.
She's still on.
We are ready. You can speak.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to, first of all, thank Chair for her leadership. Can you hear me?
If you can turn your Facebook feed down a little bit, the volume.
Can you hear me now?
All right, we are perfect. Let's go.
Is that good? Good. Okay. Thank you so much. I want to thank J.L. Turner for the leadership that we currently have for this outstanding program, which you put on each year, which is designed to assist our lawyers and this community in terms of accomplishing many tasks that we often can't seem to accomplish independently.
I just wanted to make sure the video is on. She's trying to hear you.
I would like to also say that Dallas can be proud of the many accomplishments it has had over the years. I was fortunate enough to come here in 1971 and have attempted to remain busy since that time. Have been active in J.L. Turner since I've been here, and have tried to be a part of the many programs that have been established by its leadership. I'm proud of the many accomplishments that J.L. Turner and the many leaders that we've had over the years have been successful in completing and achieving on behalf of the city of Dallas. Still, there's a great deal to yet be accomplished. And I think clearly we know what those priorities need to be. And we're fortunate now to have a lot of new and young folk that are in town that are contributing their talent and toward this effort. I know what we've tried to do at our firm is every couple of years is to publish a publication that's designed to address the issues that we're confronted with. It's called Black Lives Matter. Police brutality is not the only issue. Where do we stand? And we presented that, and it's been distributed throughout the community and received favorable attention, and has been informative in terms of trying to ensure that our politicians and our public are aware of those issues that are critical in terms of the various organizations and the leadership that is leading our city. And to be sure that we have enough basic information in order to raise questions that are informative and constructive to our larger population that doesn't often get the kind of briefings that we would like for them to get, and be able to ask the strategic questions that are important even today as we have candidates that are seeking public office. So I wanted to thank J.L. Turner for its consistent leadership and those that have volunteered on a regular basis to participate in the various programs that J.L. Turner has been sponsoring to make some extraordinary things happen that benefits our city. I see a gesture from the chair, and I'm not sure if she is telling me that she can't hear me or that my time may be up. She'll have to tell me what that is. But I want to thank you again for the award. The award that I was given was called the J.L. Turner, L.A. Bedford Distinguished Service Award. And I thank the committee for its deliberations, the honor that it brings, and the work that it will be required and expected going forward so we can continue to make the kind of differences that are needed in the city of Dallas. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ron. And congratulations again to all the recipients of the LA Bedford Awards. You have stood strong in the face of adversity during this pivotal and historic year, and we are all grateful for your leadership. And now I will be signing off, and we are going to take you over to the giving table with the fabulous Vicki Blanton and Nakisha Lewis.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are over 100 strong, and I know we're going to get stronger and stronger as we are supporting this effort to raise scholarship dollars to send more law students to school so that they don't have to bear the burden of debt, so they can hit the ground running, because we all know Black lawyers matter and are making all the difference in these social justice issues. And so we are happy to report our first total as we are looking towards tonight. We have friends, sponsor levels of the Dallas Bar Association, the Dallas Bar Association Family Law Section, Joel and Terrell Winful, And so those are a few of our sponsors, and I am proud to report we are at the $25,000 level. Woo! Yes! But hey, that's not enough. That's not enough. There are 100 people. I know you can give more. Go to the JLTLAfoundation.org page, hit the donate button, and give more. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Winton, a partner with Thompson Coburn LLP in Dallas and a past director of J.L. Turner Legal Association. Thompson Coburn is proud to support this year's Scholarship and Awards Gala. Tonight's theme is Liberty and Justice for All, and I know all of us are thinking more deeply about those concepts in light of the brutal murders this year of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and so many others. Once again, broader society is having conversations about the barriers to justice faced by African Americans in our country. We know one of the most effective ways to break down those barriers is to bring more diversity to the legal system. By helping offset the increasing costs of attending law school for minority students, scholarships like those provided by the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation strengthen diversity in the pipeline to the legal profession. We have much work to do, and we need this next generation of lawyers to join us in building a justice system better than the one that failed Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and the countless others who've lost their lives to state-sanctioned violence. It is important that we say their names and call out systemic racism, but it is even more important that we put our words into action. Thank you, and thank you to the members of the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation for creating such a strong legacy of justice, equality, and diversity. Have a good night.
Living my life label free. Label my life's contradictions. I'm the beauty and the beast. Maybe I'm a dead woman walking. Maybe I'm an alien in human form. Maybe I'm a jive turkey talking. Yeah. Maybe I know too much. Maybe I wanna learn some more. Maybe I've been there, done that, stumbled, came back, a walking contradiction, living my life label free. Label my life's contradictions. I'm the beauty and the beast. Sometimes I know I'm headed in the right direction. At times I don't know my way. I can be the life of your party. Hey, hey, hey. But really though, I'd rather go into space. Maybe I'm a dead woman walking. Hey, maybe I'm an alien in human form. Maybe I'm a jive turkey talking. Yay. Maybe I know too much. Maybe I want to learn some more. Maybe I'm a dead woman walking. Maybe I'm an alien in human form. Maybe I'm a jive turkey talking. Hey,
Maybe I want to learn some more. Maybe I'm an alien. Thank you all. My name is Mocha Soulfly. That's MOKAH SOULFLY, and I'm so excited to be a part of this event. Thank you so much.
Good evening. I'm Carl Sherman, your state representative for District 109. And what an honor it is to be here joining you virtually at the J.L. Turner Legal Foundation Gala. We have some important work to do during the 87th session to lay out social justice reform. And so headed to the floor, I've got a special piece of legislation named in honor of Botham Jean. On September 6th, 2018, Botham Jean was sitting in his apartment enjoying a bowl of ice cream and watching a television game when an assailant entered his apartment, gun loaded, and shot him. This assailant, while Botham Jean lay on the floor, breathing his last breath, though she was trained in first aid, did not render aid to Botham Jean. She dialed 911, and when her comrades arrived, they quickly took her to a patrol car and turned off the body camera. So this important social justice legislation named in honor of Botham Jean will be named Bo's Law. There are four components to Bo's Law. One, it addresses the castle doctrine. You see, a person should not be able to defend their castle if it is not their castle. Secondly, mistake of fact. You can't just presuppose that it's your home or your property and use lethal and deadly force. And then also body camera policy. You see, in Amber Geiger's case, they turned off the body cam. And with Bo's Law, an officer will no longer be able to turn off their body cam or dash cam during the middle of an investigation. So we will move to change and transform social justice so that all people are treated fairly, even if you wear a badge. J.L. Turner Legal Foundation, your work is important to getting police reform, social justice reform, and criminal justice reform done in this Lone Star State. Thank you for your dedicated service to upholding the law and making the law work for the people.
Goes to Marvin Morris, a 2L at UNT Dallas College of Law. The Marie Trahan Sussman Godfrey Scholarship goes to Miss Ariel Williams, Texas A&M University School of Law. The Honorable Phyllis Lister Brown Scholarship goes to Miss Stacy Shelby, a 2L at Harvard School of Law. The Captain Richard Stewart JAG U.S. Navy Retired Legal Education Scholarship goes to Ms. Desiree Willis, a 2L at UNT Dallas College of Law. The following recipients have earned the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation Scholarships, which goes to Ms. Barry Washington,
a 3L at SMU Dedman School of Law. Ms. Naya Abraham, a 3L at Howard University School of Law. Ms. Amber Ward, a 2L at SMU Dedman School of Law. Ms. Archella Wise, a 2L at UNT Dallas College of Law. Ms. Skylar Arbuckle, a 2L at SMU Dedman School of Law. And lastly, Ms. Tiffany Daniels, a 2L at Texas A&M University School of Law. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. You truly make us proud, and you are our future.
I'm Cory Booker, and I'm grateful for you all inviting me to say a few words at this, yet again, J.L. Turner Annual Gala. I am so grateful for your commitment and conviction, for your grits and guts to continue the fight in this nation, the urgent fight for liberty and justice for all. I remember as a law student myself being committed to this larger purpose and dedicating myself to pattern my life after this work. And what has been affirming to me every step of my journey is to see so many others that are willing to do the work and are committed to the same cause. I want to thank you all, because right now we are being deeply reminded amidst this pandemic truly how much more work we have to do on issues of justice, environmental justice, racial justice, criminal justice, reform, and much, much more. The economic challenges that have been laid bare, the healthcare challenges that have been exposed, we have work to do. So thank you, everyone, for your commitment to that work, but most of all, thank you for fortifying my faith that we will make for a better future, that we will rise to the challenges of our nation, and that we can indeed make this country an example, a shining light, a light unto all nations for what a nation can do in living up to its promise and its people. And I believe making true on the words that we are a nation of liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. I wish you the best.
Yes, yes, yeah. One. Let's go. One. Yeah. Let's go. Where we going? One. Yeah. Heaven is only one step away. I'm stepping into my purpose. This purpose is worth the wait. I carry it like a soldier, my cross on my aching shoulder. Talk with the great Jehovah, so gracious he made me over. Made me sober, clever as King Cobras. Wise as old owls, I'm scoring with no fouls. It's God-given, they mad with no smiles. Get me to stop living, I've lasted the last round. And hell has nothing for me. My destination is heaven, it's nothing but luxury. Mansions and roads that's paved in gold. People passed on, family from back before. Imagine me saying no, or turning the visit down. If heaven's a mile away, let's travel the distance now. So whether elevator or stairs, I'm willing to do whatever as long as I make it there. I just want a piece of heaven, a slice of something nice, a peaceful place away, my own paradise. I just want a piece of heaven, what else? A slice of something nice, what else? A peaceful place away, my own paradise. I just want a piece of heaven, a slice of something nice, a peaceful place away, my own paradise. I just want a piece of heaven, what else? A slice of something nice. When I'm gone, where we going? Heaven is only one. Yeah. Where we going? Heaven is only one. Let's go. I said no to death, I say yes to life. Under pressure, press, shine, diamond bright. In the jungle with hyenas, I'm the lion type. Not ever deny Christ, I'm Iron Mike. Faith tested inside the fire, the hottest nights. Don't ever become a Judas, never have a price. Heaven won't have intruders, we men, not mice. Religion could never fool us to follow the hype. My business is God business, I never question his presence when I am an eyewitness. In heaven there's no sickness, tourists is wiped clean by angels with white wings. Listen, it's beautiful when they sing, voices in one accord, it's glorious for the Lord. I travel this narrow road, my eyes on a sparrow, heaven's the place to go. I just want a piece of heaven, a slice of something nice, a peaceful place away, my own paradise. What else? What else? I just want a piece of heaven, a slice of something nice, a peaceful place away, my own paradise. What else? Where we going? Yeah. My pleasure to be a part of this Villa Coola Media.
Chief and Stone of Law, the Stafford Law Firm, PC, and SMU Dedman School of Law, and that puts us at $30,000. Give it up. Thank you all so much for your giving, and again, you can continue to give more. Go on to our website at jlturnerlegalassociationfoundation.org and click on the Donate tab, and no amount is too small. Any and every donation is greatly appreciated. We thank you to all of the scholarships, for all of the scholarship recipients, for all of your hard work and dedication, and we look forward to seeing all the work that you get to do in our future.
Good evening, John Wiley Price, and welcome to this J.L. Turner Gala that is really a continuum. It's a continuum of you being in the forefront to fight for justice. The same thing that happened in 1952 is really happening in 2020. And if we need advocates and jurists more than any time in our history, we need it now. I know you never thought you'd live to see the day when justice was battling with the pandemic. I don't know which is worse, but at the end of the day, if a pandemic doesn't get me, I need you as a jurist to continue to understand why you are here. And so I applaud you, but don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable, because the more things change, the more they remain the same. And at the end of the day, the only thing that really makes a difference is you.
Is fortunate to have faithful and generous sponsors who support our mission. And at this time, we'd like to take a moment to recognize a few of those sponsors. First, we'd like to recognize our premier sponsors. Our first sponsor is AT&T, a faithful supporter of the foundation and an organization committed to diversity and which puts its money where its mouth is. Whether it is the Bedford Luncheon or the Gala, we can always count on AT&T support. And we have a small token of appreciation for AT&T, and accepting on AT&T's behalf is former chair of the foundation, former president of the J.L. Turner Legal Association, and assistant vice president, senior counsel for AT&T, Ms. Vicki D. Blanton.
Thank you so much, Madam Gala Chair. At AT&T Legal Department, we pride ourselves in promoting diversity and inclusion, not only in our efforts in how we hire diverse and outside counsel, but making sure that we have a pipeline of new lawyers coming in. We are so proud to be a perennial sponsor of the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation Gala, and we are happy to do so again this year, even as we pivot, and AT&T has remained committed to bringing services and pivoting as essential to making it through this global pandemic. Thank you so much for this recognition.
And please ensure that AT&T is a premier sponsor next year. Next, we'd like to recognize another faithful supporter of the J.L. Turner's mission, and that it generously gives consistently, that is Bracewell LLP. And here to accept our small token of appreciation on Bracewell's behalf is Mr. Steve Bolden, 2020 and 2016 Chair of the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation, 2008 President of the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation, and partner at Bracewell, along with Ms. Sarah Tahir, Associate at Bracewell. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana. You're doing a wonderful job. Thank you for everything you've done. On behalf of Bracewell LLP, we are honored to be a sponsor of the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation Gala, Liberty and Justice for All.
Bracewell is committed to the goals of diversity and inclusion. We believe a diverse workforce makes us stronger and enhances the value of that we provide to our clients and the communities in which we live. Bracewell attorneys know that creativity, cooperation, and mutual respect are the natural results of an environment in which individual contributions are valued.
And on behalf of all the scholarship recipients, congratulations, and we are honored to be supportive of this endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you, Sarah. We'd also like to recognize a new sponsor of ours, a firm that's new to Dallas but showed up in a big way for us and supporting our mission of diversity and inclusion in the legal profession. And that is Thompson Coburn LLP. And accepting remotely for Thompson Coburn is Director of the J.L. Turner Legal Association and Committee Chair, partner at Thompson & Coburn, Ms. Jasmine Winton.
Thank you so much. I'm proud to accept this award on behalf of the firm. Thank you, Madam Gala Chair, and to the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation for honoring us with this beautiful plaque. We are very proud to be a sponsor of this year's gala. As some of you may know, we launched our Dallas office earlier this year, shortly before the pandemic. Thompson Coburn may be new to the Dallas market, but the firm's commitment to diversity is not. Diversity is a core value to our firm, and we recognize the importance and the difference that scholarships for minority students can make in creating a more diverse profession and a more just legal system. As lawyers, legal professionals, and law students, each of us are uniquely positioned to affect change. While these are troubling times, we must continue to work together and push for a justice system that confronts deeply ingrained racial biases and treats African American lives with dignity and respect. Thank you again. God bless and have a good night.
Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Thompson Coburn, for your generous support. Next, we'd like to recognize a few of our principal sponsors. First, Jerry C. Alexander and Passman & Jones. Jerry is a great friend and supporter of the J.L. Turner Legal Association, and I literally asked Jerry for his support. He asked me, how much should the check be? So Jerry C. Alexander and Passman & Jones, thank you so much for your continued support. I know that you're in trial right now. We have a small token of appreciation for you, and we'll make sure that you get that. We'd also like to recognize a new sponsor, Frankel & Frankel. a personal injury law firm here in Dallas and a new supporter of the association. We appreciate your support this year and look forward to your continued support. Another principal sponsor that we'd like to recognize is the Dallas Trial Lawyers Association. We can always count on the DTLA to support the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation, and the DTLA is also a nonprofit organization, so it is particularly honorable for them to give to our mission. And here to accept a small token of our appreciation for the DTLA's sponsorship is Ms. Kyla Bobier, Recording Secretary for the J.L. Turner Legal Association.
Good evening. As previously stated, my name is Attorney Kyla Bobier. Tonight, it is my privilege to accept this Principal Sponsorship Award on behalf of the Dallas Trial Lawyers Association, where I serve in the capacity of board member as well as the Diversity Committee Chair. Diversity and inclusion within the legal profession is a passion of mine, and I am honored that our sponsorship dollars are pledged for the advancement of the matriculation of bold, beautiful Black law students across Texas, as well as other law schools across the nation. Congratulations to you all. You deserve it, and you earned it.
Thank you again to all of our generous sponsors. No amount is too great or too small to support our mission of helping law students on their law school journey. Thank you to our premier sponsors. Thank you to our principal sponsors. Thank you to our friend sponsors mentioned by Vicki and Nikisha at our giving table. And it's not too late to become a sponsor. Again, you can reach out to jlturnerfoundation.org on the Donate tab to continue giving.
Anybody here gonna stand for the master? I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand for the master? I'll stand. I'll stand. Oh, I will stand up for the Lord. 'Cause I made the Lord my choice. So if nobody else will stand for the master, I'll stand. I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand for the master? I'll stand. I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand for the master? I'll stand. I'll stand. Oh, I will stand up for the Lord. 'Cause I made the Lord my choice. So if nobody else will stand for the master, I'll stand. I'll stand. Stand up for the master. Stand up for the Lord. Stand in the power of Jesus' might with my shield and sword. If I don't stand for Jesus, I'll fall for anything the devil brings. So if nobody else will stand for the master, I'll stand. I'll stand. Stand up for the master. Stand up for the Lord. Stand in the power of Jesus' might with my shield and sword. If I don't stand for Jesus, I'll fall for anything the devil brings. So nobody else will stand for the master. I'll stand. I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand? I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand? I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand? I'll stand. I'll stand. I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand? I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand? I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand? I'll stand. 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 'Cause Jesus stood up for me when he died way back on Calvary. So if nobody else will stand for the master, I'll stand. I'll stand.
How you gonna stand? How you gonna stand? How you gonna stand? How you gonna stand?
How you gonna stand? How you gonna stand?
Stand against principalities, stand against the enemies, stand through adversities, stand, 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 stand against principalities, stand against the enemy, stand through adversities, stand, 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 stand against principalities, stand against the enemy.
Take up my shield and my sword. Put on the armor of the Lord.
Take up my shield and my sword.
Anybody here gonna stand? I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand? I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand? I'll stand. I'll stand. I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand? I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand? I'll stand. Anybody here gonna stand? I'll stand. I'll stand. I'll stand. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand.
And directors of the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation. And directors of the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation. And directors of the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation.
Now we will hear from Judge Audrey Moorhead.
As a former officer of this esteemed organization, it is an absolute honor to swear in the officers for the 2021 year. The office that you are about to take is one of dignity and importance. In accepting this office, you undertake a responsibility which is not to be assumed lightly or carelessly discharged. With the policies and bylaws as your guide, you must be ever ready to exercise the function of the office of which you are entrusted. Further, you are charged with governing this organization according to the laws of democracy, under which every person who wishes to speak shall be heard. Toward that end, that in every matter considered, the best opinion shall prevail through the expressed will of the majority, and the best course of action followed. If you accept this charge, officers, please say, I do.
I do.
I do. I do. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Maggie Zachary,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute the office of, and fill in the blank.
that I will faithfully execute the office of Treasurer-elect
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
serve as a living example of this organization's philosophies and beliefs.
serve as a living example of this organization's philosophies and beliefs.
So help me God.
So help me God.
The officers have been sworn. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all the newly sworn in officers of the 2021 board of the J.L. Turner Legal Association. This is such an historic moment for me to witness this. But back to the reason that we're here. We are here to raise funds for those law students, and we have a lofty, lofty goal. When last we checked in, we were at $30,000. We are ways from our goal tonight of $40,000. And so I am happy to report some additional friend sponsors. We have Thompson and Knight, LLP, which I am an alum of that firm, West and Associates, LLP, and Rhonda Reese. We are so excited. Thank you so much for checking in and donating, going to the website, JL Turner Legal Foundation. .org. Please, please, please go to that donate tab and donate. So I am happy to report we are at $35,000. We still have time to give. You have about another 20 minutes or so. So please give till it hurts. We love the kind of money that jingles, but we even appreciate more the kind that folds. All right now, give. Thank you.
Greetings to the members of the J.L. Turner Legal Association. I'm State Representative Rafael Anchilla for House District 103 and Chairman of the Mexican American Legislative Caucus, the largest Latino legislative caucus in the United States. This year's been unlike many of us have ever experienced. From suburban living rooms to NASCAR boardrooms, our nation is experiencing a great awakening that rivals the 1960s civil rights era. We're in a full state of consciousness. The alarm clock for justice has gone off and the snooze button has been removed. Simply put, the country is woke. And not a day goes by that I don't read a new proposal related to criminal justice reform, proposed by Democrats and Republicans alike. Now, this newfound energy really excites me. It reminds me of one of the greatest experiences I had as a public servant to work and pass the Tim Cole Act. I was a young legislator serving in my third session, and similar to today's bipartisan calls for reform, I joined forces and authored a pivotal criminal justice bill, House Bill 1736, with an unlikely colleague, a West Texas Republican senator named Robert Duncan. At the time, there were about 40 people in Texas who had been exonerated, and they had served a total of 500 years of wrongful imprisonment. And although nothing can replace the lost time, opportunities, and life experiences of these individuals, House Bill 1736 sought to compensate them for each year that they were wrongfully imprisoned and provide reentry assistance when they returned to society. The bill was called the Tim Cole Act, after a young Texas Tech student who was wrongfully imprisoned and died prior to his release, becoming the first posthumous DNA exoneration in the history of the state of Texas. And after all these years, I still remember the words of a letter that Tim Cole wrote to his sister while he was sitting in jail, an innocent man.
Tim Cole wrote a letter to his sister while he was sitting in jail. His sister was in law school at Texas Tech, and he urged her not to leave Texas Tech. She was distraught by the situation, and he said to her, quote, "I still believe in the justice system, even though the justice system does not believe in me." So, Mr. Speaker and members, I ask you to support the Tim Cole Act so that we can restore the faith of these men in our justice system, and we can do right by them and this state. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I move adoption.
And even in his darkest times, Tim Cole was able to see the light, to locate that glimmer of hope. And we must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Have a great night tonight. Thank you for letting me be a part of your presentation.
It is my distinct pleasure to serve you as your 2021 president. 2020 was filled with so many unforeseen challenges. We are grateful for the leadership that President Cory Spurlock portrayed as she and our board navigated through these unprecedented times. The coronavirus unfortunately deprived us of the fantastic programming that was planned for the 2020 year. However, just like our ancestors before us, we did not skip a beat, and we made lemonade out of lemons. We pounded the pavement to voice our concerns for police violence and that Black lives mattered, as well as making strides with election protection. We continue to have successful and very well-attended virtual events. They say leaders plant the seeds of the trees so that one day we are able to sit under and enjoy their shade. I am grateful to join the ranks of all the past presidents before me, as they have given us the tools to succeed. As I reflect on my goals for my tenure, I remember the reason I joined J.L. Turner. I first heard of J.L. Turner Legal Association through my mother, Dean Virgie Mouton at the Thurgood Marshall School of Law. I regret that I did not apply for that scholarship. Whenever I moved to Dallas in 2012, I joined because a friend needed a co-chair for the committee of the Street Law Committee. And honestly, I needed to make friends in the legal community. I found a sense of home and belonging. I found my people who shared the same passion I had. The J.L. Turner Legal Association's mission is to improve the quality of life in our community through the education, service, and scholarships. It truly took a pandemic for the world to stand still and watch as over 8 minutes George Floyd lost his life in front of our eyes. And the senseless act that took the possible preservation of drug evidence to be more important than the life of a beautiful black woman as Breonna Taylor. This has created an awakening not only in our nation, but in the black lawyers of Dallas. We have seen a huge increase in the membership this year. We all have personal reasons why we became lawyers. I urge you all to join so we can give back to our community. So we can sit under the shade that Martin Luther King Jr. and President Barack Obama planted for us. So we can say their names: George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, Jordan Edwards. So we can say that Black lives matter and Black lawyer lives matter. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you at our events this year.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to you. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation Board of Directors, the J.L. Turner Legal Association Board of Directors and members. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Villa Kula Media, for ushering us through this process. We are so excited for our first ever virtual gala! Woo!
Welcome to the J.L. Turner Legal Association Foundation Scholarship and Awards Gala 2020. The members of J.L. Turner would want you to please keep in mind this year's sentiment: liberty and justice for all.